we want this to be interactive, and we ask if you're not nervous, scared, or shy to come up, and you'll sit down. We'll give you the mic so that way everyone can hear, and be mindful that we are recording too, so it'll pick up on the video feed. If not, I guess I'll come over and ask you what the question is, and I'll speak up so that way it can be heard. But basically, you just get up if you want to put your hand up or whatever the case may be. If there's anything that you want to say, you want to ask, or whatever the case may be about breast cancer, about anything, or to anyone on the panel, now's your time. Who's first? How about that? Yes, sir. Welcome.
Where do I go?
Sit in the middle.
Just sit right in the middle, yes.
On the floor?
Yeah, no, right here.
No, on stage. Right on stage. We're going to do you like that.
Sit right here with your feet.
Right here.
Get it with
So, I'm sorry. Tell everybody who you are. Let everybody know who you are and what you do.
Say yes. Oh, so
Your name and what you do, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm Mark Akins. I'm here from Cleveland, Ohio. I just moved to Texas.
Welcome.
Yeah, I've been here for not even 2 weeks yet. And, I'm a salesman by day and Batman by night.
Absolutely.
God brought me here. I like to think of myself as a vessel for God, so God brought me here. That's why I'm here. I'm supporting. I got involved in a lot of stuff back in Cleveland. So one thing that was extremely interesting is when you guys talk about men getting breast cancer. So I know my mom would always talk about going and getting like mammograms and different stuff that women should get done, like by OBGYN, but I thought that was only like a woman doctor. So would a guy go to an OBGYN to see if he had breast cancer? Or?
Oncologist, yeah.
An oncologist?
Oncologist.
Okay.
Yes, so you would, in the NSA,
Yeah, you can, even wherever your primary care physician is, they can connect you, refer you to an oncologist. It's better to go through your PCP because that way you don't have to pay the additional fees when it comes to the insurance side. But if there's, I'm glad that you asked that question because that means that you want to have that done, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure. But no, I would go through your PCP and say, you're at a stage where you want to be tested. And then if they can refer you to an oncologist and they'll be able to do the test that you need in order to check yourself.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
And I would say too, that's what happened.
You pass her.
Once I found the lump, I went to my PCP, and the PCP did an exam as well. And they was like, yeah, something is there. So by that time, I was already a nervous wreck and didn't know which direction to go in. And so the PCP connected me with the entire team. So yes, there's your PCP can lead you there, or to, get what you need.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna be hunt you down to see if you went and got that test and don't show.
Is there anybody else?
Go ahead, yeah. This is good.
Hey, leave Texas. I see.
Come right here, so you know you're directly at that camera.
Okay. All right, so I'm Lakeisha. Sharon's my mother. From the caregiver side of it, it was hard for me. My mom is my everything, my hero. So to see her going through this, it was tough for me to try not to break down in front of her. Her motto was to keep it moving.
Absolutely.
So instead of just laying around, she always like, let's go to this, let's go to this, let's go to this. So she always kept moving. So it was important to have that support system. And when they say that people come into your lives for certain reasons, this group right here that I have, they definitely came for a certain reason. They prayed, they're a strong group of parents. They always pray for my mom. Like she said, they support. So I think it's important that when you do know somebody that's going through that journey, that you are there for them, because it's something different for some of them that they go through. You can't know or understand what they're going through, but if you are there for them and you're encouraging them, supporting them, praying for them, I think that was a really big factor for us. Like I said, for me, I was like, oh man, my hero, they took Batman down, Superwoman down. So it was just trying to make sure that we were there for her she was very encouraging. My dad probably saw more and experienced more with her than I did, but the times that we saw her, it was just, you learn a lot when you go to a doctor's appointment. And I'll say when I go to a doctor's appointment, I'm just like, oh, I got my checkup, I got it done. But going to appointments with her, make sure you have a notebook, because they're going to say words to you that you don't understand. They talk really fast. You have to write everything down, and then you go back and look at it. So just to have that support system in place is, I think, really big for people that's going through their journey. So.
Absolutely. I'm gonna just say share this, but you are absolutely correct. I have two ladies that I met. We went through a biblical studies class. We actually was going through cancer with our parents at the same time. At the same time, we had every night we prayed at 8 o'clock. Pray for each other, pray for each other's parents, pray for the strength of each other. We fast on the day of surgeries to make sure, like, okay, y'all, she hadn't came out of recovery yet. Okay, we wait till she come out of recovery, you know. And you need that support system. And even with understanding organizations like Angels Surviving Cancer, that when the doctors say specific things and you have no idea what those words mean, because instantly the unknown is a worry. So when you have organizations that have other individuals that have went through specific things, you can ask them questions. Oh, I had that. Well, what stage? Okay, well, this is what the process will be. You know, and even though each individual is different, it still gives you ease as to understand, because those words that are thrown out, the medicines, the percentages, you know, the stages of, well, why you have to do this and why you have to do that. It's important to be surrounded by those support groups, even if it's not happening to you right now. I thank God that God gave me what he gave me to surround myself with people like Manuela and Reconstruction of a Survivor and Angels, because I have no idea where my mind would be if I didn't have those resources. So it's very important for that support system. And I tell people, the seeds that I sown in those organizations, my parents, my sister is reaping the harvest of what I did in those organizations. So it's very important, even if you're not going through it now, think you just never know when that will happen to you.
That's good. Appendix, you have something?
I have a piggyback.
Come on. We got appendix back there. This you. I'm tall, y'all. We love you tall too.
Well, I just wanted to piggyback off of my Ohio brother that had a question about what do the men supposed to do. So I work at MD Anderson. I just went back home. That's my home. Okay. So, so you know that they have the cancer prevention and screening services. So I plan on doing that myself due to the fact that my family history of cancer in the family. So like Mika was saying, my dad was diagnosed with colon cancer last year. And so we've been battling that. That's been a very big spiritual battle, especially for someone who's like, I believe in God, but yet you have those weary days. So then that's where I fall short, because I'm like, well, that's my daddy. I'm seeing my daddy weaken. And you know, and that hurts. So then I follow my sisters like, okay, and they know I'll pretend, but you have to clear as well. So that's a struggle at times, but I feel every day I'm strengthened by those warriors that are behind me and by my Savior above. The other thing is, yes, you do need a notebook, because although I sit in the cancer world, there's still words I'm like, what? So to find those that can sit and educate you, that's a good thing as well. I sit under some people at work where I'm like, so what does that mean? So just finding just a good support group. My struggle with my family members that are struggling with cancer is that sometimes they don't want to hear from you. Mm-hmm. So the support groups is a good thing, because you know, I'll be seen as, my dad would see me sometime as that sugarcoating. Okay, like, well, the man just said that I got this, and I'm like, no, Daddy, that doesn't mean that. That's this. You know, he don't want to hear it. But if I tell it to like a stranger or something, I'm like, go tell him this. Then they're like, oh, okay, well, it's not that bad. Yeah. But I just said that. But So sometimes you need those people as well that, you know, can come off as a friend to just say, hey, no, it's not that bad, it's okay. So, but I want to mention that MD Anderson cancer prevention and screening. I'm going to go because of my deep family history of cancer and just go in there and get screened in all areas if possible. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. So, hi guys, I'm Candace. I'm usually the director of this great podcast that we have here. I've had my battles with the big word C starting at age 22. So when I say I know a thing or two, I know a thing or two. And now my dad is battling stage 4 liver and stage 3 kidney cancer, right? Now the thing about it is, the C word is hard.
Yeah.
Stopping us from not working was hard.
Yeah.
Okay, to this day, my dad was on the roof this morning fixing somebody's shingles for something. But I will say this, since I was 22 and I've gone through those medical challenges, I know about the treatments, I've gone through them, I've lost all my hair, I've lost a lot of weight, over 100 pounds. Look, I done gained it back, but ain't nobody gonna talk about that. Okay? But, you know, podcasts like this are important because when y'all talk about testing, I want to let people know, do not forget genetic testing as well.
Yes.
You know, you go in and get the screenings, but go in and get that genetic testing because cancer's on both sides of my family, and I've already dealt with that being a young adult. So I know it's very important. And what she said about clinical trials are great. If it was not for clinical trials, I would not be here right now. And I'm going to say that, and I'll forever say that, and I will support anytime. If you can put on a pair of shoes and walk and support somebody, do it. If you can write a check, do it. But also at Texas Oncology and also MD Anderson, they have volunteer programs. You can drop off books, you can drop off blankets, you can just go in and sit in, you know, the waiting room with someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be your family member. I do that to this day. So I just want to tell people, even though we all know someone is battling, it's all about how you decide to choose to operate within that day. So I do it with a smile, and so does my dad, and we just keep it moving.
With the genetic testing, so when I went to go have the BRCA test done because it was my mom, it was my aunt, it was my cousin. And the strange thing about it was, even though it's all 3 of them, when I went to the appointment, they wanted to test my mom instead because she had it, so I didn't even get to test it. Well, according to that, it's not genetic. So that's where you have questions like, well, what is it? Right. It's not genetic, but it's everybody on our side of the family. So I was ready to, you know, they was like, if it come back positive, you can get a break. I was ready to get all that done. But they didn't test me, so I still recommend the testing just to see. But then you still have those questions. If it's not genetic, then where does it come from? Stress, the food we eat, our lifestyle, you know. So it's all of those things play into it. And again, you learn a lot from going through it. And it wasn't just me, but just going through it with her. You know, and so you learn a lot about it. So it may not be genetic, but you also have to watch some of the things you do. And I even had to pull back. I'm a teacher. So when she started seeing stress and that's when she started feeling, I was like, oh, I gotta cut some stuff out at work. You know, that can't go on my plate and come home to me. So you still have to watch that too as well.
On the genetic testing, as she said, when we went to the appointment, I went with her to support her. Oh Lord, I want you to go through this. But I took the test. The test came back negative. That is not genetic. But I've since also went to one of those genetic seminars. And the doctor there, the genetic physician there, she recommends doing the genetic testing every 4 to 5 years. Well, it's my 4 to 5 years now. So I will have it redone again. And I think we still need to have her do it as well. We hadn't talked about that again, but I think we both probably should go ahead and have it done.
Anybody else? Coming up? No? Okay. I just wanted to mention something again. My name is LeVar. If you just tuned in or you didn't hear my name earlier, something.
Can't see you on the camera.
Oh yeah, I'm scooting over. So something I wanted to bring up is kind of been talked, but also I feel like maybe not made a hard point of is when you're supporting somebody that's going through cancer. They say the one of the greatest healers is laughter, right? Yeah. So it's all important, all important to keep the people in a good mood. Because I've lost my aunt, I've lost my dad, my stepdad that my mom's married to forever, a couple of friends, prostate cancer and all of this. It's all in the mindset, you know, because when you hear you got cancer, you hear the C word, everything's downhill, right? But if you can get somebody to keep their mind stable and keep themselves in a good spirit, that's gonna automatically help them live a lot longer. And then also talking about the genetic testing and all the things, you hear the things, you get tumors, or is it benign, is it malignant, all these things. I think it's important too to remember that it's okay to get a second opinion, all right? You know, it could be malignant, it could be benign, like they can misdiagnose you as well. So you don't just run with the first thing you hear, definitely get with all the resources that you're hearing about and make sure that you are fully aware of what the situation is. And that's just something that from my heart is making sure people that are going through these issues can stay and remain in a very hopeful mindset, because when they lose hope, I done seen it. When they lose hope, when it comes back, you wipe it away, and then they don't want to go back and do the radiation and all that stuff. They sound good, or they just don't want to go back and go through it because it's painful. So I'm not saying make them giggle and laugh, because they might not be able to handle that part, but just their mindset, you know, I think is very, very important. And if you need to get 2 or 3 opinions for it or about it or whatever, and just because, you know, somebody has alphabets behind their name, doesn't really know that they know what they're talking about. So I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah.
I know you have a book, and I want you to tell us about the book, if you wrote a book.
Okay. Can I first just say a few
Absolutely,
things about
whatever you
Angels?
want to say.
Okay,
Yes.
so I am here on behalf of Angels Surviving Cancer. So I did want to say just a little bit about the organization. Janice Workhoff is our executive director and founder of Angels, and she is a 35-year survivor. We support and assist breast cancer survivors. And the way we do that is through the CARE program. It's the Janice Workhoff Legacy CARE program. And that's care, awareness, resources, and encouragement. And so I'm not one of the ladies that can do it because I work full time, but there are several ladies in Angels that goes to doctor's appointment with ladies that, you know, are afraid, or just like say sometimes the doctors are talking over your head and they didn't quite understand it. So some of the ladies will go back to an appointment with them to make sure they get the information that they need and that they understand what their treatment is and those kind of things. We help with financial assistance, women that's going through treatment with, it could be rent, it could be co-payment, car note, and so that's pretty much what we do. We also have a HALO program, which is for the young women, and I think that age group is 25 to 40, and my daughter has participated in that as well, and I keep trying to put it on her plate, but she keeps pushing it off. But hopefully she'll get a little bit more actively involved. We also have Guardian Angels, and those are supporters, members that don't have breast cancer. And so they come alongside and assist Angels however, you know, they can. Things that's coming up. You mentioned a walk next week. Is that New Phase Walk?
No, that's not New Phase.
Okay.
It's another walk, but I know about New Phase Walk.
Okay. So Angels is got quite, our plate is always full.
Yes.
The month of October is like, okay, last year we was like, Miss Janice, please don't put nothing for Angels to do because we don't have any room because we're so busy going out trying to support a lot of organizations and different companies and things that support Angels, so we try to show up for them. I missed last week, which I hope I don't miss it again, was the motorcycle ride that they do every year. Man, when I tell you them some bad women, I'm like, okay, I already been telling my husband, can we give me a motorcycle? Because I want to ride. I don't want to be sitting on the side of the ride. So some of the things that is coming up, October the 28th, New Faith has a breast cancer walk, and it's at Community Park in Missouri City. Also on that Sunday, they have Pink Sunday. And that's at their church, which is on West Fuquay. Okay, and then on the 29th, there's a Going Pink Breast Cancer Awareness at Brown Chapel AME Church, and that's at 11 a.m. The other thing on the 30th is Pose in Pink Breast Cancer Awareness. It's at the Fountain Life Center, and that's yoga with a little bit of breast cancer awareness information.
The Councilwoman Martha K. Tatum is helping host that also.
Okay. And then in November, Angels does a Thanksgiving celebration over at St. Francis on Reed Road. And so what we do there is provide a full Thanksgiving meal for families. And that includes the turkey, non-perishable, and those kind of things. So please feel free to come out and help support that as well. Next year, put it on your plate, we do a prayer breakfast every year. And next year will be our 10th year. And so we would love to see the house packed. But baby, when I tell you it's one of the most inspiring and uplifting, oh my goodness, it is so good. So do put that on your calendar for next year. And that's it about Angels, unless anyone have questions. There are cards on the table for Angels, and on the back are have all the QR codes are on the back. If you want to donate, if you want to volunteer, and all the information that I talked about, you can find it on the website.
And resources. There's a lot of resources on the web too. Okay. Well, I was waiting on the book information. The book, yeah. I'm ready to hear about the book.
Okay. So this was another one of those new voice things, and that if I move out of the way, God will do the work. I can't take no. I just can't take any kind of credit for this book. I didn't see it coming, didn't know it was going to happen. But anyway, I am a part of a collaboration of breast cancer survivors and caregivers. And it's with an organization out of Chicago, which is Save the Girls. And so in April, our book dropped, and it was released as a new bestseller.
Hey.
So that was good. I thought I had a copy of it, but maybe not.
You can share it, but not put it on.
So, okay. But it, again, it's a caregiver side of the story. And of course, we all just have a real small chapter. And we just, our prayer is that the book will encourage as well as uplift, even motivate, and maybe someone that's struggling, whether it's a caregiver or whether it's yourself going through breast cancer. It will let you know we came through it. Of course, you can come through it. Now, is it a fight?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a fight. But you can definitely come through it. My biggest fear was when I was diagnosed, one of the biggest fears was I only heard about death. That was it. And so I was like, oh Lord, this just can't be. For 2 years, my husband had found Angels. He was the one who found Angels surviving cancer. And he kept saying, you should go, you should go. I was like, I can do all bad by myself. I don't want to be whining and what. So then they had,
Change that mindset, brother. Congratulations.
I was like, no,
Well, thank God, y'all let's clap for the husband.
I was like, if I'm going to sit in the corner and soak in sun, I can do all that by myself. So anyway, they had a membership drive in January. And he come once and he said, girl, I really think you need to go see about this group. Just go see what they're talking about. If you don't like it, then you know you don't have to do anything. Just at least you win. When I tell you I got there and fell in love with those women, and they are the most, because I heard it. I'm a 1-year survivor, 2 year, 5 year, 15 year, 25 year, 30 year, 35 year. When I heard that, that encouraged me.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, yeah, you may not even want to be a member, but just go out. If for nothing alone, the resources is phenomenal. I learned so much, and then I told my husband, this is what I need, because my 2 years that I went through my breast cancer, I didn't go to a support group or anything like that. It was really just me and my family. And I said, this is what I needed and didn't know. So at least just go check it out. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And then, like I said, immediately I knew I was going to work on there. So I submitted my application. I told my husband, if they take me, I'm going to serve and do whatever I can do. So I've been serving since that day, literally almost, as the recording secretary.
Now you got an appointed position now.
I do, and I really enjoy it. But when I tell you, they have been the most motivating and uplifting and encouraging support. And that's just me standing on the side. I'm watching them with other women. The other thing that Angels does is when there's a new diagnosed lady, we take out a bag, like a goodie bag that has, chapstick, socks, blankets. So even those kind of things, if y'all have them and want to donate it, hey, we're open. Okay. So that's it.
Well, congratulations. So in the month of November, so the first week in November 4th, I'm emceeing a Veterans Gala. So if you guys know any veterans that want to be honored and be a part of that, that was going to take place at 366 Lounge on the north side. November the 11th, I also have an annual Share the Feast for families who are breast cancer that are going diagnosed. Also other families that are in need of Thanksgiving. We do boxes with the turkey and all the trimmings. So we do that as well. We've done it for the past 5 years. We've been 1,000 people with doing that. This year it'll be a little different because my family needs me a little bit more this year. So we are taking donations of items, monetary donations, to be able to donate towards the church without having the parade like we normally have. And then that is it that I'm doing. I'm supporting everybody else's efforts after November the 11th. I definitely will be in support of Angels Surviving Cancer. Anything that you guys have going on, but that's all that I have for the rest of the year. Oh, also, Krishana Talks podcast will have an event, a community event, where they're going to launch their podcast and also collect toys. So we'll be putting that information out as soon as possible so you guys can speak with them before they leave to get their information so we can all connect. I just believe in being in a room of connecting.
Yes.
We can connect. We can be the culture that connects other than bad stuff going on. And so I'm just grateful to be here. Thank you for allowing me to share and meet this amazing woman that's a part of Angels Surviving Cancer. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay, the last thing for me, I just have to say this. For your caregivers, don't forget to take care of them. Even though I was struggling through my cancer, I would try to remember to do something special for them because I knew it took away from a lot of their time. So I think like one time I sent them to a Rockets game. And then, or maybe to dinner or something like that, but do something special for your caregivers. Lakeisha called me last Saturday and wanted me to bring her a table at an event that she was at. And she said, what are you doing? And I said, nothing. You want to bring me a table? I was like,
You had to do it.
Immediately. Get up from here, get that table over there, whatever else,